Welcome to the City Show. Pat O'Melia here, you there. I'm in my new dig, still trying to figure my way around here. Don't forget everything you see on the screen. I know I'm tapping my pen. Follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, love us on Facebook, live stream, Vimeo, Instagram, all them wonderful things. Last show for the year. We'll come back in 2024. I think it's going to be an exciting year. I know things are changing for me a lot. I'm hoping next year that I get my new knees. It seems so odd not to be doing the Christmas special and the Christmas contest after 24 years. But I got to get the knees taken care of. I just didn't have the knees to do it this year. As I said last week, and I'm down manpower-wise. I only got one person in the studio. So we got to get more personnel in there, which is it's a normal occurrence for me. I train people all the time. They normally do 2-3 years with me. And they move on to bigger and better things, bigger studios. For that matter, I'm taking on training high school kids now. From North Bergen High School. We got the studio in North Bergen, so it makes it easy. We're going to teach these kids from juniors to their senior years, and we're going to immerse them in studio production. We're going to create shows, North Bergen-centric high school shows, and we'll put some other shows on there like Hudson Health. We just green-lighted Hudson Health. It's a show we kicked around with prior to the pandemic, so now we're going to put it forward. RWJ Barnabas with the Jersey City Medical Center is going to be part of it. We're going to bring in some independent doctors, and not everybody is part of a huge medical organization. But it's still going to be doctors you watch today, doctors you can see today. Really would like to get my knees taken care of. Hopefully get that done. Well, I was going to do it. We were set up almost 3 times. Every time we were going to get my knees done, doing one at a time, by the way. The pandemic came back and bit us on the butt, which, by the way, the COVID numbers are ticking up. I know quite a few people have come down with COVID, and tell you what, some of these people came down with it, and it was pretty damn bad. So be careful out there. Get your shots. I got to get my shots. I still got to get my flu shot. One of the other things we're going to do in 2024. We got all these candidates. We're going to talk about it during the show, about these candidates running for mayor in Jersey City. It's starting so early. Maybe we'll bring some of them in, I don't know, in a debate format or a roundtable format, something like that. We've got a lot of politics going on in 2024. Governor's races, congressional races with Rob Jr. So we got to bring all these people into the studio somehow. We want to bring on some new shows. Hudson County View Live is going forward. Fernando is going forward. The City Show here is going forward, but we're going to introduce some new shows. Somewhere along the line, I'll be out of action for a couple of weeks at least, if I believe the therapists and what they're telling me, and I get each knee done. I'd like to get the first knee done somewhere before March, and the second one done somewhere before the summer, because my kids have a rental in Seaside Heights, and the first floor is an Airbnb rental, and only has 1 step. Everywhere else I go, there's 18 to 22 steps. So I'm recovering. I want to do it in the Seaside house. What we're going to talk about today, the CCRB, the Civilian Complaint Review Board, possibly getting subpoena power. That could be scary. We're going to look at the politics that we're going to be dealing with in 2024. And we're going to look at the changes from post-pandemic. I know the NJ.com had a story. I'm not a subscriber, so I couldn't read the whole story, but I kind of got the crux of it. That's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Panepinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panepintodevelopment.com. Panepinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Welcome back. Pat O'Melia here, you there, City Show, blah, 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 blah. I got my Lowe's cup, and I got a new addition. My man Gigantor. If you're a person of a certain age, you remember Gigantor. For that matter, hopefully this week, I'm going to see Godzilla. Godzilla -1. Before the holidays with my kids. We'll see how that works out. Civil Complaint Review Board. Angela McKnight, our Assemblywoman, who will soon be the state senator for the 31st District, is moving legislation that would give CCRB subpoena power to investigate complaints about our police officers. I'm all in favor of CCRB. We've gone through this on the show before. I don't know if we just need a Jersey City one, because like every town's going to have to be involved in the CCRB in some shape or form in the future. We probably should have a county-wide one with a representative from each county on the board. And of course the county itself, they have a sheriff's department. That's something that should be looked into instead of just Jersey City, of course, shouldering all the expenses. If we can go county-wide with it, we split the expenses through 12 municipalities. Is anybody looking into that? Of course not. I'm real leery about subpoena power when it comes to our police officers. It could turn into a police witch hunt. There is an anti-cop issue, a sentiment nationwide. I don't know how we got so shifted off here. There's always something, oh, this cop did something, or this bad cop shot somebody. No matter what profession you're in, I don't care, doctor, dentist, attorney, accountant, they're not all going to be home run hitters. There's going to be some bad ones there, and you try to weed them out as best you can. But you don't paint the whole profession with a brush. And it kind of brings me back, again, if you're of a certain age, if you remember in the 70s and the 80s, probably into the 90s too, there was a sentiment and indifference towards military vets. A lot of it is from Vietnam. When they were coming home, they weren't revered as we're doing them now. There was serious disrespect or contempt for the people that served overseas. And thankfully, that's changed. Now we do appreciate and respect the service that these individuals perform for our country. But there was a real bad sentiment out there at one time. For that matter, like G.I. Joe was one of the best-selling toys of all time. Well, it got so bad with the sentiment towards military and veterans that nobody was buying G.I. Joe. It was like the #1 toy. It was like Barbie or G.I. Joe. But that changed as we started to realize, these veterans and the military personnel were defending the flag in our country. They did the job they were told to do by the United States of America. And we should respect that, and we do now. You see a vet, you always thank them for their service. I see that where we are with the police now, and I think as we go forward, we'll start to renew our respect and appreciation for law enforcement. They are our first line of civil defense. And if we give the subpoena power, you just know some people just want to make a deal, make an issue out of this, a photo op, a soundbite sort of thing. I think it's just going too far. There are internal affairs departments in the police. They can investigate bad police officers, and they have. We just went through that in Jersey City recently where some cops were milking overtime. One of the guys I had known in the Heights, I dealt with for years, blew it off, blew his retirement, everything he had coming to steal like, $30,000 a year and pay that for services. He wasn't there doing security. But they're far and in between, especially in Jersey City. We're very fortunate. We have a very good police department. I think statewide we have a damn good police department. North Bergen, Hoboken, Bayonne, any interactions I have with those police, They're pretty good. They're all professional. I never met the bad cops. Oh, maybe I'm lucky. I only met the good cops. I'm not sure. But hopefully, that attitude towards police is anti-police, defund the police, abolish the police. That begins to change. Where again, kids will grow up and they'll want to be police officers again. That was the goal of most kids. Was see that you see in a lot of kids at Halloween would be dressed up as police officers. That we need to get back. We've made it with this sentiment towards law enforcement extremely hard to be a cop these days. I mean, everything. They got the body cams on. I was against body cams, too. You get a ticket, you'll never get out of a ticket with a body cam there. Our cops, like I said, is our first line of defense. If someone's breaking into your home, threatening you or your family's life or your children, you're not calling a priest. You're not calling a council person. You're not calling some social worker. You're calling the cops, and you are hoping to high hell that these cops get there within minutes before there is some damage done to your family. What we need to do is begin to respect our cops, not browbeat them, not beat them over the head, not investigate what would be an honest cop. What we need to do is like we do with the military now. When you see a cop, maybe you should thank them for their service.
I've got cancer.
We've got the highest level of cancer care,
the latest clinical trials,
researchers working to find a cure,
and nurse navigators to guide you every step of the way.
At New Jersey's only NCI-designated Comprehensive Cancer Center, your safety has always been our top priority.
I've got cancer, but I also have peace of mind.
Jersey City Medical Center and Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. Let's beat cancer together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. Welcome back. Pat O'Meara here, City Show. Politics. Let's talk a little politics. Isn't that what we do this show for? Don't we all live politics here in Jersey City and Hudson County? Well, the mayor's race, we were talking about it last week. You had three candidates last week. You had Jimmy Mack, James McGreevey, the former governor, Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day, former council person. He was the youngest council person. I think he still holds a record for that here in Jersey City. Now our council president, Joyce Waterman, she's involved. And looky, we got another candidate in here. Word has it, I think Al Sullivan is reporting it with tapped into that Hudson County Commissioner Jerry Walker is going to throw his hat into the ring. So that will bring us to four candidates here. We're 18 months out from the election. Yeah, let's have another candidate. Why not? Jerry Walker He ran for mayor. I think the second time Fulop ran. Yeah, I think it was the second time he ran. Then he dropped out after a while. It became apparent Fulop was going to win that. So we have four. I predicted we'd have five candidates, maybe six. I might be on the shy side on that now. If we got four now, and like I said, we're 18 months out from election day here. And I still can't get over that. Yeah, I've covered elections here in Jersey City since the 90s, and none of them have ever been this long. Usually, and I like May elections. If it was a May election, you started pretty much in January, maybe February, not 18 months before. I kind of get, it's really Jim McGreevey that started this. And the more I see McGreevey, and I like Jimmy McGreevey, the more I see James McGreevey, I get the idea that he started his campaign so early so he can throw rocks at Mayor Fulop's governor's race. Because it forced O'Day to get in the game early, and of course going to force everybody else in. Except, I tell you, get somebody who's going to sit back and say, "Oh, wait," and you're going to see that. So somebody's going to jump in at normal time. The more I see Jimmy McGreevey's campaign, the more I get the feeling like the first year or so of his campaign is throw as many rocks or bombs he can at Mayor Fulop, if not directly, indirectly, talking about whatever issues we have in Jersey City. And we have issues. Yeah, I don't care what city you're in, you're going to have issues, especially a city as big as Jersey City. That is probably one of the most active cities in the country. Development-wise, there is always something going on. It's a very difficult job being the mayor, and it gets more difficult every year. It is such, and it gets to the point where you should have like co-mayors maybe, or have really good deputy mayors. But I just get the feeling that Jeremy McGreevey is running the first year of his election, his campaign is going to just be try to throw whatever he can at Mayor Fulop's governor race and at Mayor Fulop and see what sticks there. All these candidates have to be concerned that I think I said this last week, their message could get stale. There's only so many times you're going to say, well, I'll work on parks and I'll increase the police department, I'll do this with the fire and I'll fix this department. And you keep saying it over and over. Your message will get stale. And what I mentioned before about somebody jumping in on the normal time, say February before the election, they will say the same things, but it will come off as what they're saying is fresh. So there's a real concern that all four of these candidates, if Jimmy Walker's in, I'll catch Jimmy Walker during the week at the commissioner meetings. I think I'm going Thursday to the commissioner meetings. I'll talk to Jimmy Walker. And like I said, I got to figure something. If we're going to bring all these people in, if they're all going to run 18 minutes ahead of time, we should probably bring them in the studio in some I don't know about a debate format or a roundtable format, something of that nature, so we can get them all in a room at once. Also, Rob Menendez Jr. Is running for re-election as the 8th District Councilman. Good kid. I like Rob Jr. I see him as a real future. There's, right off the bat, when you're looking at the future of politics in Hudson County, it's Stephen Fulop, the deity in Union City, Brian Stack. Brian's, I think he's 66. So Brian's got at least another good 10, 15 in him. Rob Menendez is a young guy. Fulop is a young guy. There's your future of Hudson County. As the old war lions start to retire, there's the future. Good kid. He is going to be challenged now by the mayor of Hoboken, Robbie Balla. It'll be an interesting race. Rob Menendez has the support of the HCDO. He has the support of Brian Stack, who is the get out the vote guy in Hudson County. And, he also has the support of Mayor Sacco, who is another get out the vote guy in Hudson County. So I find it hard to believe that Robbie Balla will be successful in his run for Congress, but we'll see how it goes. I'll put together the congressional debates, that sort of thing. We got a governor's race coming up here. You got the two Steves so far. You got Steve Fulop and Steve Sweeney. And you have, I got too much electronics around me in this place. You got the two Steves. And on the Democratic side, you got to wait till we get through the congressional elections in November. You might see a few of the candidates who are running for Congress jump into the mayor's race. So from the Republicans, the GOP side, I think it's just Citarelli. He's really not announced yet. And radio talk show host Bill Spadia, he's basically campaigning. He just hasn't officially announced it yet. Statewide, for the Senate, you got Tammy Murphy, the governor's wife, is running to replace Bob Menendez Sr., Andy Kim, and you got to see what Rob Menendez Sr. does. Does he run for election? Does he decide not to rerun for election? One of the scary things about not having Bob Menendez Sr. in Washington, the guy was truly a bacon person. He brought home the bacon for Hudson County. We won't have that kind of representation in Washington, in Hudson County, because we won't have a seated federal senator from the county of Hudson.
Jersey City Medical Center has a passion for heart health. We're Hudson County's only full-service heart hospital, with innovative technologies and premier cardiovascular physicians, a partnership with Rutgers Health, The latest technology and medical advancements and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. Jersey City Medical Center.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
We're back. I'm here, you're there. Let's do a show. Let's finish the show. Last segment. Post-pandemic. Like I said, I noticed NJ.com had a story. I think a guy, one of the bars, the Iron Monkey, it might have been. I think the Iron Monkey was pictured there. I was there a few times, the Iron Monkey. Nice place. I don't subscribe to NJ.com, so I can't read the stories. Basically I would, but they don't put the stories out early enough. You know, if in Jersey City, I got to get my Jersey Journal in the morning, and I got to read what's happening. And also, their delivery of the Jersey Journal to stores hasn't been that good either. If they would post the stories at like 6 in the morning, then I would probably consider getting a subscription to NJ.com. But, you know, they don't really get up there until 10, 11 o'clock, and I'm already in the flow of things by then. But I know the story. I didn't have to really read it. I know it had to do with the effect on post-pandemic, what it had on bars and restaurants in Hudson County, Jersey City. And really, the post-pandemic had effects on every business. There are changes we didn't even notice because we're so adaptable. People in general, Jersey City people in general. And it's truly amazing how there were so many changes that we basically didn't notice. So we just got used to a new routine. You know, the routine has changed. It's no shock bars and restaurants are having an issue coming out of the pandemic. Like I said, the routine. We got out of our routines during the pandemic. You know, a lot of businesses were closed. We were open. You know, as I look back, I was doing daily reports on the pandemic at the time. I probably should have closed because revenue wasn't coming in. You were using everything you had for your rainy day, and that was a long rainy day. And I said back then, it wasn't matter who was going to survive through the pandemic or who's going to be standing after it was done. When we tried to get back on our feet, who would be standing? You know, people coming home from work, like with the bars, people coming home from work or with their coworkers, they're not stopping to have a couple of drinks anymore. We got out of the routine. A lot of people are still working remotely, even though that is beginning to change. A lot of companies are saying, listen, we need you in the office now. That's beginning to change. But the routine about, after work or on Fridays, happy hour, that's all gone. That all changed. We don't go to restaurants anymore for the most part. We got used to ordering in or cooking it ourselves. We got used to seeing the extra money that we used to spend prior to the pandemic, and the money is even tight now. Inflation is terrible. You got used to having that extra cash. You were putting it away. Maybe you're going to buy a house or something. Where before, it was part of your routine. We're going to go out for dinner on Thursday nights, or I'm going to meet the guys or the gals. We're going to have some drinks. Don't do that anymore. And you can see just with the increase in DoorDash and Uber Eats. Prior to the pandemic, you didn't see these guys. The only delivery guys you've seen prior to the pandemic in Jersey City was the Chinese food guy, pizza guys, and the Blimpie Man, Blimpie Base. They were the delivery guys you've seen. You didn't see Uber and DoorDash. Now, all over the place. DoorDash and Uber Eats, it's a major business now. And that was post-pandemic now. We got used to during the pandemic. They have Uber and DoorDash drop the food off on the steps. They charge your card, boom, boom. They text you. I never use DoorDash or Uber Eats. They text you, go out, and you pick up your food. It's on your front porch, and off you go. Like I said before that, it was the pizza guy and Chinese food. Banks? Who goes to the bank anymore? Into the bank. You go to the bank anymore? No. First off, there's far and few banks, brick and mortars around. You take Central Avenue. We used to have banks on, say, Capital One. You had Wells Fargo, Santander. There's 2 banks left. I think it's Santander or Sunshine Bear, whatever you want to call that. And Valley National. All those other banks go. Capital One's gone. Wells Fargo. All those banks are gone. We got used to banking online or going to the ATM. I never used to make a deposit in the ATM. That's the only way I do it now. I used to, go to the drive-through teller, do my deposit, or I went inside. Don't do that no more. Nobody does that anymore. So when people are retiring from the banks, what they're telling me, they're not replacing those people. There is still a need for a brick-and-mortar bank. What we need to do is what I suggested to the Ocean County Commission is somehow we get all the banks involved in a brick-and-mortar bank. We have the technology at hand where you walk into a bank and they would split the overhead, all the expense and the employees' payrolls. So you split those expenses. You walk to the teller, you get your certified check, whatever you need. You still need to go into branches for some business. But you can go into any branch and be able to make a deposit at Wells Fargo, TD Bank, Valley, whatever bank you want to make. The technology is there, and all the brick and mortar banks would share the expense. So there are still banks there. When you need a certified check, you're doing a mortgage, whatever the case is. But you take Central Avenue. There's like 2 banks left. You look at Amazon. Amazon was huge. Prior to the pandemic, I would order things occasionally from Amazon. I wasn't big on that. I was still a guy that would go down to Best Buy, that sort of thing. Everything down. It's a second nature now with Amazon. Christmas. Anybody go for Christmas shopping? Amazon. We just ran into Big Lots, my wife and I, getting some presents. And it was amazed how many few people were in. I don't know how these businesses are going to survive. These brick and mortar shopping centers or malls. It's sitting on your phone, boom, 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 you're done. The Central Avenue. Look how Central Avenue changed. At one time it was all dollar stores and nail salons. Not anymore. Actually, we're on high tech now on the Avenue. It's cell phone stores, pharmacies, urgent care, primary care, dentists, a lot of dentists. We got dentists next door to each other now on Central Avenue. It changed where we had all those bodegas. Bodegas are gone. Dollar stores, there might be 2 left on the avenue. There's pharmacies, urgent care, primary care, dentists, and more pharmacies. We got an issue in the Heights. I'm up there in the Heights. We have a lot of sick people to keep all those pharmacies in business. I mean, every other door on Central Avenue is a pharmacy. And after a while, every other door will be a weed shop. And it's amazing to look back. And by the way, COVID is starting to uptick again. I mentioned it before. I know people who got it recently and had it bad. All right, we're out of show. I don't want to forget. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll see you next year. Good night. Enjoy the holidays.